Welcome back, treasure hunters and coin collectors. Today, we're diving deep into the world of copper and history to uncover the top 10 most expensive rare USA Lincoln 1-cent pennies that are worth millions of dollars. Yes, you heard that right. That old penny sitting in your pocket or stashed away in your change jar could be a $1 million jackpot waiting to be discovered. So grab your magnifying glass, because you don't want to miss this. In today's exciting video, we're diving deep into the fascinating story behind one of the most underrated yet potentially life-changing coins in American numismatics, the 1981 no-mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent coin. That's right. A coin that millions of Americans may have casually tossed into a piggy bank or vending machine change slot back in the day could now be worth an absolutely jaw-dropping $93,392 in today's rare coin market. Stick around because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for in your pocket change and maybe, just maybe, you'll discover you've been holding a tiny fortune in your hands all along. Let's dive into the deep history, intriguing minting details, and the unique factors that make this seemingly ordinary coin one of the most valuable Lincoln cents ever produced. Let's begin with the origins and background of the Lincoln penny. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. It replaced the Indian head cent and was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person. The obverse, or front, of the coin was designed by Victor David Brenner, showcasing a right-facing portrait of Lincoln, a design that continues to this day with some modifications. The reverse, or back, in 1981, still displayed the Lincoln Memorial, a design by Frank Gasparo that had been in place since 1959. Now, 1981 was a critical year in the history of U.S. coinage. It was the last full year the U.S. Mint struck pennies made entirely of 95% copper and 5% zinc. Beginning in mid-1982, due to rising copper prices, the mint transitioned to a mostly zinc composition with only a thin copper plating. This switch would have huge implications for collectors and investors alike. The Philadelphia Mint, which typically doesn't place a mint mark on coins, produced billions of Lincoln cents in 1981. However, here's where things start to get interesting. Despite the massive mintage, only a very small number of these coins were struck in a particular way or preserved in a condition so rare, they've become numismatic legends. What makes a 1981 no-mint Mark Lincoln cent worth tens of thousands of dollars, when most are only worth 1 cent? The answer lies in a few crucial areas: minting errors, die varieties, condition, or grade, and rarity in pristine condition. Let's talk about errors and die varieties. Some 1981 no-mint Mark pennies were struck with double dies, especially noticeable in the inscriptions such as, "In God We Trust," or "Liberty." These double die obverse (DDO) errors are rare, and they significantly increase the coin's value. But even beyond doubling, there are instances of off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and struck through debris errors that can dramatically raise the coin's price. Then comes the grade or condition of the coin. The coin grading scale, known as the Sheldon scale, ranges from 1 to 70, with 70 representing a perfect coin. Most 1981 pennies in circulation are worn down, averaging around very fine, VF, to extremely fine, EF grades. However, the coins that have fetched the highest auction prices, up to $93,392, are those graded MS 67 or higher, MS meaning mint state. These coins have no wear, have strong luster, and show sharp strike details. That level of preservation is exceedingly rare, especially considering how easily copper coins get scratched or discolored. One such coin, a 1981 no-mint Mark Lincoln cent graded MS 67 read by PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, sold for a whopping $93,392 at auction due to its immaculate condition, color, and rarity. The red designation is especially important. It means the coin has retained its original bright copper color, not having toned brown over the decades. Collectors will pay a heavy premium for full red coins in pristine states. Now let's consider mintage figures. The Philadelphia Mint struck over 7.4 billion Lincoln cents in 1981. That might make you wonder how such a common coin could be rare. But here's the trick: most of these billions of coins are long gone from circulation, lost, damaged, corroded, or worn down. Finding one in mint condition, untouched by decades of handling, is like finding a needle in a haystack. Let's talk about how to identify one of these treasures. First, pull out a magnifying glass and look at the obverse side. You'll want to inspect the lettering carefully, particularly the words, "Liberty, in God We Trust," and the date 1981. Look for any signs of doubling, where the letters appear to have been stamped twice, slightly offset. That's your clue to a possible double die variety. Next, examine the color and surface quality. A coin with full red luster and no fingerprints, nicks, or discoloration is potentially high grade. If you believe you've found one in exceptional condition, it's time to consider professional grading. Reputable services like PCGS or NGC can authenticate, grade, and encapsulate your coin, and that's the first step toward getting it into auction where high-end collectors might be ready to drop tens of thousands of dollars. So now you're probably wondering, why would anyone pay nearly $100,000 for a penny? Well, it all comes down to the law of supply and demand. While there are billions of 1981 pennies out there are only a handful in top condition, and even fewer with rare errors or die varieties. Collectors are constantly chasing perfection, and when a coin checks all the boxes of rarity, condition, and history, the sky's the limit. Let's not forget, Lincoln cents are among the most widely collected coins in the world. That means intense competition for the best specimens. Combine that with the historical significance of 1981 being the final full year of copper cents, and you've got a perfect storm for skyrocketing prices. And let's not overlook the investment potential. Rare coins like the 1981 no-mint mark penny are gaining value year after year. What was worth $5,000 a decade ago could now be nearing six figures. If you find the right buyer, or list it at a well-publicized auction, the payoff can be absolutely massive. So what should you do now? Start checking your coin jars, old rolls of pennies, inherited collections, and change from stores. The 1981 no-mint mark Lincoln cent could be hiding in plain sight. All it takes is a keen eye, a little bit of knowledge, and a whole lot of luck. In conclusion, while the 1981 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent coin might seem like just another piece of copper from the past, it's actually a potential goldmine for those lucky enough to own one in superb condition. With a staggering current market value of $93,392, this coin is a shining example of how numismatics can turn pocket change into life-changing fortunes. Don't underestimate that humble penny. It might just be your ticket to a small fortune. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into rare and valuable coins, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another incredible coin story. And tell us in the comments, have you ever found a rare penny or coin worth big money? We'd love to hear your stories. Until next time, keep hunting, keep collecting, and remember, your next penny could be worth a fortune. Welcome back, coin collectors and treasure hunters. If you're passionate about rare coins or just curious about what treasures might be hiding in your pocket change, then you're in for an exciting ride. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating and valuable coins in United States history, the legendary 1982 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent coin, a seemingly ordinary penny that has stunned collectors and appraisers by reaching an astonishing current market value of $89,333. Yes, you heard that right, 1 cent turned into nearly $90,000. So buckle up as we explore the story, history, variations, and hidden details of this iconic coin. We'll also break down why it's worth so much, what makes it rare, how to identify one, and how you could potentially have this treasure sitting right in your coin jar at home. Let's get started. Our journey begins in the early 1980s. The year was 1982, a transitional period in U.S. coinage history. Up until that point, Lincoln cents had been minted primarily in 95% copper since 1909. But in 1982, due to rising copper prices, the U.S. Mint made a historic decision. They shifted the composition of the penny from 95% copper to a much cheaper zinc core coated with copper. The change helped the mint save money, But it also resulted in one of the most interesting and confusing years for coin varieties. There were actually 7 different varieties of the Lincoln cent struck in 1982. These included large date and small date versions, both in copper and zinc, from both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. However, the rarest and most mysterious of them all is the 1982 no-mint mark Lincoln cent struck in copper with a small date, a coin that was never meant to exist. This variety was minted in Philadelphia, which at the time didn't use a mint mark. Normally, coins from Philadelphia in that era didn't fetch huge premiums, but the 1982 small date copper penny from Philadelphia broke all expectations. It was long believed that no small date copper cents were struck at the Philadelphia Mint. But in 2009, a sharp-eyed collector discovered one by accident, and the coin world was instantly shaken. So what makes the 1982 no-mint mark small date copper cent so rare and so valuable? Let's break it down. First, there's the composition. Most 1982 cents are made from zinc. But this variety is copper, which means it contains 95% copper and weighs 3.11 grams. That's already a red flag that it's special. Second, there's the design detail. The small date design is significantly different from the large date. In the small date version, the number 2 in 1982 has a more delicate curve, the 8 appears more even and balanced, and then 9 and 2 sit higher up and closer together. These subtle differences are critical in spotting a genuine small date. Third, and most importantly, is the no mint mark factor. While Denver coins have a D and San Francisco coins have an S, the Philadelphia Mint did not place any mint mark on coins during this time. That makes this particular variation, small date, copper, and no mint mark, an extremely rare error that was never officially recorded by the U.S. Mint. Now let's talk value. When the first example of this coin surfaced, it created shockwaves in the numismatic community. Authentication was done, tests were run, and when it was confirmed to be a genuine small-date copper cent from Philadelphia, collectors began offering jaw-dropping sums for it. In a public auction, one verified coin sold for over $18,000. As more examples were discovered, all extremely limited in number, the value continued to rise. Today, the current estimated market value for a high-grade, authenticated 1982 no-mint mark small-date copper Lincoln cent is $89,333. This price reflects the rarity, historical significance, and explosive demand for this era variety. Some collectors are willing to pay even more if the coin is in mint state condition, such as MS65 or higher, especially with a red designation, which means the coin retained its original luster. So how do you know if you might have one of these valuable coins? Here's a simple step-by-step guide. Step 1. Weigh your coin. Use a digital coin scale. If your 1982 penny weighs around 3.11 grams, it's copper. If it's around 2.5 grams, it's zinc and not the valuable variety. Step 2. Look for the date design. Use a magnifying glass or a macro camera. If the numerals are thinner and the 2 has a smooth curve, you might be looking at a small date. Compare it side by side with a known large date example. Step 3. Check for mint marks. The valuable version will have no mint mark under the date. If you see a D or S, it's not the rare one. Step 4. Authenticate. If you believe you have a match, small date, copper, and no mint mark, send your coin to a reputable coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. They will confirm authenticity and grade the coin professionally. Let's not forget that condition matters. Coins in uncirculated or mint state condition are exponentially more valuable than heavily circulated ones. So if your coin has sharp details, a strong strike, minimal wear, and retains its original reddish shine, you could be holding a treasure worth tens of thousands, even close to $89,333 or more. Even circulated versions of this coin, if authenticated, can sell for thousands. And because so few have been found to date, it's likely that many are still out there, hidden in penny jars, bank rolls, or pocket change. The next one discovered might be yours. Collectors, investors, and history buffs alike are always on the lookout for this elusive penny. Not only is it a marvel of numismatic error in U.S. mint history, But it's also a reminder that even a humble 1-cent coin can hold a massive secret, and an even bigger price tag. So if you're ever sorting through your change or searching through old penny rolls from the bank, keep your eyes peeled. That ordinary-looking 1982 penny could change your life. Imagine turning a single cent into $89, $3.33. Thanks for watching and supporting the channel. If you found this video helpful or exciting, smash that like button, share it with your fellow collectors, and subscribe for more deep dives into the rarest and most valuable coins in U.S. history. Don't forget to leave a comment below if you found any rare coins or if you want to learn more about specific varieties. I read every comment and love hearing from you. Until next time, keep hunting, stay curious, and remember, treasure is often hidden in the smallest places. Happy collecting! Welcome back, coin collectors, treasure hunters, and rare currency enthusiasts. In today's video, we're diving deep into one of the most surprising and valuable modern coins in American history, the 1987 D Mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. You heard that right, a coin you might have overlooked in your change jar or inherited from an old family collection could be worth an astonishing $67,399 today. Get ready as we explore its fascinating history, the hidden value behind this coin, and exactly what makes it so incredibly rare and expensive. Let's start at the beginning, the history of the 1987 D Lincoln penny. This coin is part of the long-running Lincoln cent series, first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the original Lincoln wheat penny became a staple of American currency. Fast forward to 1987, the Lincoln penny had already transitioned from the wheat ears reverse to the now familiar Lincoln Memorial reverse, which had been in circulation since 1959. The obverse still carried Brenner's iconic image of Lincoln's profile, while the reverse featured the stately Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. Now, let's talk mintage and design specifics. The 1987 D penny was struck at the Denver Mint, indicated by the small D Mint mark just below the date on the obverse. In total, the Denver Mint produced an astounding 4,879,389,514 pennies that year. That's right, almost 4.9 billion coins. So how can one of these be worth over $67,000? Here's where it gets interesting. Rarity doesn't always come from low mintage. Sometimes value comes from the unexpected. It's about what makes one particular coin stand out in that sea of billions. That brings us to our next important topic: errors, varieties, and condition. The reason a 1987 D penny can skyrocket in value to over $67,000 is because of a combination of extreme rarity and mint error, near perfect condition, and collector demand. Let's explore each of these factors. First, let's discuss mint errors. Some of the most valuable 1987 D Lincoln pennies feature major die breaks, off-center strikes, double dies, or even struck-through errors where foreign material got in the way during minting. One extremely rare variant of this coin is known to have a double die obverse, where Lincoln's image and the inscriptions, like "In God We Trust" and "Liberty," appear to be slightly duplicated due to a misalignment during the striking process. These double die coins can demand sky-high prices, especially when authenticated by professional grading services. Next, let's talk about condition and grading. A typical circulated 1987 D penny is worth around 1 cent to 10 cents, maybe more if it's lightly worn. But when a coin survives in pristine, mint state condition, with no scratches, no wear, no nicks, and no toning, it gets assigned a grade by coin grading services like PCGS or NGC. The best of the best can achieve a grade of MS67, MS68, or even MS69, which is practically perfect. Only a handful of 1987 D pennies have ever been found in MS69 red, RD, condition, and those are the true moneymakers. A single MS69 RD 1987 D Lincoln penny, flawless, bright red copper luster, untouched by circulation, with perfect strike and sharp details, was sold at auction for a jaw-dropping $67,399. Yes, you heard that correctly. That's because serious collectors will pay a premium for the best examples of even common coins, and the 1987D is no exception. Another contributing factor is demand and historical importance. The Lincoln penny is one of the most collected coins in American numismatics. It appeals to beginners and experts alike. People try to build full date and mint mark sets, and when you get into high-end registry sets, you're entering a competitive arena. Wealthy collectors and institutions fight to get the top-graded example of each year and mint. This drives prices way up for the few coins that earn a near-perfect grade. And since very few 1987D pennies ever reach this level, the value becomes astronomical. So now that we've covered why this coin is so valuable, let's talk about what to look for in your own pocket change or coin jars. Here are the key things to watch for in a potentially valuable 1987D Lincoln penny. The mint mark. Look for the small d under the date. This tells you it was minted in Denver. Color and surface. Look for coins that are bright red, shiny, and have full original luster. These are known as red condition coins and are worth more than brown or red-brown coins. No wear. Coins with absolutely no wear on Lincoln's cheek, hair, jawline, or coat are considered uncirculated. These are the ones to submit for grading. Error features. Check under magnification for any signs of doubling, off-center strikes, die cracks, or other anomalies. These errors could dramatically increase the value. Professional grading. If you think you've found a flawless coin, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC for authentication. A certified grade is what attracts top-dollar buyers. Before we wrap up, let's review the current market value once more. While the average 1987D penny may be worth only a cent, the rarest of the rare, in mint state 69 red condition, with either perfect strike or a valuable error, has sold for as much as $67,399 at auction. This proves once again that everyday pocket change can sometimes hold extraordinary value. So, what should you do next? Check your change. Search your old coin rolls. Go through your grandparents' penny jars. Examine any 1987D pennies you come across very closely. You never know, you might be holding a small copper coin that could change your life. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want more deep dives into rare and valuable US coins, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin or have questions about your collection. This is your channel for unlocking the secrets of America's rare coins. Until next time, happy collecting, and may your next penny be worth a fortune. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel where we uncover the hidden treasures in your pocket change. In today's video, we're diving deep into the mysterious and highly valuable 2001 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent coin, a modern penny that has stunned collectors and experts with its shocking value, an eye-popping $44,839. That's right, a single penny from 2001 could be worth more than a brand new car or even a college tuition. So stay tuned because we're about to reveal everything you need to know, its fascinating history, the origin of the no-mint mark, what makes it so rare, key identifying features, and how you might just have one sitting in your coin jar right now. Let's start at the beginning, the history of the Lincoln 1-cent coin. Introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, this penny was revolutionary. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, breaking tradition and setting a new standard for American coinage. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the original 1909 version included the designer's initials, VDB, on the reverse, which caused some controversy at the time. Over the years, the Lincoln cent underwent a series of changes, from the iconic wheat ears reverse, 1909 to 1958, to the Lincoln Memorial, 1959 to 2008, and eventually to the current Union Shield design starting in 2010. The 2001 Lincoln cent, however, still featured the classic Lincoln Memorial reverse, making it part of the last decade of that design. It was struck in a composition of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper, with a thin copper plating giving it that familiar reddish-brown shine. But here's where it gets really interesting. the 2001 no mint mark variety. Now, let's talk about mint marks. These are small letters on US coins that indicate where a coin was produced. Most coins are minted in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. Coins from Philadelphia either have no mint mark or use a P, depending on the denomination and year. But for the Lincoln cent in 2001, coins produced in Philadelphia typically had no mint mark at all, which might sound normal at first. So why is a 2001 no mint mark penny suddenly worth over $44,000? The answer lies in die varieties, striking errors, and high-grade condition. Some rare 2001 no mint mark Lincoln cents are not just average Philadelphia issues. They exhibit extremely rare die errors, such as double dies, off-center strikes, broad strikes, die clashes, or even dramatic planchet errors that occurred during the minting process. When these errors combine with exceptional condition, such as being graded MS69 read by PCGS or NGC, you're looking at a coin that becomes ultra-rare and highly desirable to elite collectors. For instance, there are documented cases of 2001 Lincoln cents with strong doubling on Lincoln's eye, lips, and the word Liberty, as well as in the date. These double die errors are very limited in number, and when they appear on coins that have never been circulated, with full original red luster and razor-sharp details, their value can skyrocket. Let's break it down. A regular 2001 Lincoln penny with no errors and circulated condition is worth face value just 1 cent. A 2001 penny in uncirculated condition, with brilliant red coloring, might fetch $1 to $5. A 2001 penny with minor errors, such as small die chips or slight off-centering, could be worth $10 to $100 depending on the buyer and error severity. A certified mint state 67 or above, especially with a red designation, can reach hundreds to even a few $1,000s. But here's the jackpot: a perfectly preserved 2001 no mint mark Lincoln penny with a rare double die or major mint error, certified by a top grading service, has sold for up to $44,839 at public auctions. That's right, tens of thousands of dollars for a coin many people overlook. So how can you tell if your 2001 Lincoln cent might be one of these rare and valuable treasures? First, look closely at the date and lettering. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to inspect for doubling. That's when the image appears to have a ghostly second outline. Pay special attention to "In God We Trust, Liberty" and the date, 2001. These areas are the most common for double die strikes. Next, examine Lincoln's portrait. Some era coins show unusual textures, ghostly outlines, or raised areas that shouldn't be there. Then, examine the reverse side, the Lincoln Memorial. Look for abnormalities in the columns, steps, or lettering like E Pluribus Unum and United States of America. A crisp, well-centered strike with zero where can mean you're looking at a gem uncirculated coin. But if there's a visible die clash, off-center strike, or other oddity, you could be onto something big. Now let's talk about grading. The condition of your coin is key. Coins are graded on the Sheldon scale from 1 to 70. A grade of MS60 to MS65 is considered uncirculated and valuable, but coins graded MS67 or higher are extremely rare. Combine that with an error like a double die, and the value can explode. To get your coin evaluated, you'll want to send it to a professional grading company like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company. They'll authenticate, grade, and encapsulate the coin, which makes it easier to sell at auctions or to private collectors. And speaking of auctions, some of these rare 2001 pennies have been sold on platforms like Heritage Auctions, Great Collections, and Stack's Bowers, where fierce bidding wars have driven the price past the $44,000 mark. These are usually coins with a combination of rarity, dramatic error, and nearly perfect preservation. So the big question is, do you have one of these valuable coins in your collection, your piggy bank, or even in your loose change jar? Don't overlook the ordinary-looking pennies. Even coins from the 2000s can hold unbelievable value. All it takes is the right combination of error plus grade plus rarity, and you could strike gold with a single copper-plated coin. Let's quickly recap the key points. The 2001 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is usually a Philadelphia coin, but some feature rare errors or exceptional grades. Look for doubled dies, off-center strikes, die clashes, and high-grade uncirculated condition. If your coin is flawless and shows an unusual feature, get it professionally graded. Certified rare examples have sold for up to $44, $839. Always check your change. Treasure might be hiding in plain sight. Thanks for watching, coin lovers. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want to learn more about valuable coins, rare errors, and hidden money in your pocket, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a valuable update. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare penny, or if you're going to check your 2001 cents tonight. Until next time, happy hunting, and may your next penny be worth a fortune. Welcome back, coin collectors and treasure hunters. In today's video, we're diving deep into one of the most astonishing modern penny discoveries, the 2005 D-Mint mark Lincoln 1-cent coin. That's right, a seemingly ordinary penny from 2005, struck at the Denver Mint, has shocked collectors by commanding values up to an unbelievable $64,839 in today's coin market. If you think the coins in your change jar are worthless, think again, because this little copper-plated zinc cent might just make you rich. So grab your magnifying glass, your coin folders, and let's get started uncovering the fascinating history, features, errors, and current value of the 2005 D Lincoln cent that every serious collector needs to know about. First, let's take a step back in time to understand the background of the Lincoln 1-cent coin. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse side has remained largely unchanged for more than a century, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in American history. Over the decades, the Lincoln cent has seen changes in composition, reverse design, minting locations, and of course, countless mint errors and varieties that excite collectors across the globe. Now, let's focus on the 2005 D Lincoln cent. This penny was minted in Denver, Colorado, as indicated by the small D mint mark just below the year. Like other pennies minted after 1982, it is composed of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper plating, giving it a total weight of 2.5 grams. At face value, this coin is just 1 cent, but certain factors make this specific coin an unexpected treasure in the world of numismatics. What makes a 2005 D Lincoln penny worth more than $64,000? The answer lies in a combination of rarity, condition, errors, and collector demand. Let's break it down. First, let's talk about mintage and circulation. In 2005, the Denver Mint produced over 3.7 billion Lincoln cents. That's a staggering number. So how can a coin from such a high mintage year be worth a fortune? The key lies in the existence of rare errors and pristine conditions. You see, out of billions of coins minted, only a tiny fraction have survived in MS69 or MS70 condition. That's mint state, nearly perfect coins with no scratches, no wear, and flawless surfaces. These coins are graded by professional organizations like PCGS or NGC, and collectors will pay a premium for those rare examples in top condition. Now, let's talk about errors. The 2005 D Lincoln cent is known for some fascinating minting mistakes that make it incredibly valuable. Some of these include off-center strikes, where the image on the coin is not properly aligned and is visibly shifted; double dies, where parts of the design appear doubled. This can include doubling on Lincoln's eyes, nose, or lettering such as Liberty, or the motto, "In God We Trust." Die cracks and cuds, which are raised areas or lumps caused by a damaged die. Clipped planchets, where a portion of the coin appears to be missing due to a miscut blank. Wrong planchet errors, where the penny is accidentally struck on a planchet meant for another denomination, such as a dime. One particular 2005 D Lincoln cent sold at auction for $64,839 due to its flawless mint state 69 grade, exceptional luster, sharp strike, and verified mint error, a double die obverse with strong doubling on the word Liberty and Lincoln's profile. It was authenticated by PCGS and sparked a bidding war among collectors who knew just how rare and perfect this example was. Now let's talk about the grading scale, because understanding this is crucial when it comes to determining your coin's value. Coins are graded on a 70-point scale, with 70 being a perfect coin with no visible flaws even under magnification. Most coins found in circulation range from fine, F12, to extremely fine, EF40, and even uncirculated coins often max out around MS63 to MS65. To reach MS69, a coin must be absolutely pristine, well-struck, and untouched by circulation wear, which is incredibly rare for a 1-cent coin that's typically passed through many hands. So what does this mean for you? Well, if you have a 2005 Lincoln penny, it's time to check it carefully. Start by examining it under a magnifying glass. Look for any doubling in the design, especially in the words, Liberty, the date, 2005, and Lincoln's eye and mouth. Check the reverse side too. Any signs of doubling on the Lincoln Memorial or lettering like United States of America or 1 cent could indicate a valuable double die reverse. Also, examine the edges of the coin for off-center strikes or misalignments. Look for any lumps, raised areas, or missing parts that could indicate die cracks, die breaks, or clipped planchets. If you spot anything unusual, consider having your coin graded by a professional grading service. And don't forget, even without an error, if your coin appears brand new, with full luster and no marks or scratches, it may qualify for a high mint state grade that could still make it worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. So where can you sell or verify your 2005 Lincoln penny? You can submit it to coin grading companies like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation. If the coin is rare enough, once it's graded and slabbed, you can list it at top auction houses like Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers, or even eBay, where competitive bidding can drive the price to sky-high levels. Also, consider joining online forums and communities of coin collectors, such as CoinTalk, the PCGS forums, or Facebook groups dedicated to US coins. These platforms are great places to share your coin, get opinions from seasoned collectors, and connect with potential buyers. To wrap things up, the 2005 Lincoln 1-cent coin is a reminder that modern coins can be just as valuable, if not more, than historic pieces from a century ago. With the right combination of mint error, pristine condition, and collector demand, even a penny that's just 20 years old can sell for a jaw-dropping $64,839 or more. So don't underestimate the change in your pocket. Keep looking, keep learning, and who knows, maybe you'll be the next person to discover a small coin with a huge payout. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe for more rare coin content, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update on valuable coins hiding in plain sight. Drop a comment below if you have a 2005 Lincoln penny or any other rare coin you'd like us to feature next. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy collecting! Welcome back to the channel, coin collectors, treasure hunters, and rare currency enthusiasts. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of numismatics with a spotlight on one of the most surprising and valuable modern-day pennies ever minted, the 2008 Mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent coin. Yes, you heard that right. This isn't a coin from the 1800s or the early 1900s. It's a 2008 penny, and believe it or not, one rare variety of this coin has sold for an astounding $55,489 in the current collector's market. So, how can a coin worth just 1 cent become a small fortune? Stay tuned because we're going to break it all down, from the coin's origin and production history to the key features that make it incredibly valuable today. Let's start with the basics. The 2008 Lincoln cent is part of the Lincoln Memorial Reverse Design Series, which ran from 1959 all the way to 2008. That's right, 2008 was the final year that the reverse of the Lincoln penny featured the image of the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. The following year, in 2009, the U.S. Mint introduced a 4-design series celebrating the bicentennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth and the 100th anniversary of the Lincoln cent. That makes the 2008 issue historically significant in its own right, the end of an era. Now, the D Mint mark on this coin means it was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the three primary mints operating in the United States, along with the Philadelphia Mint and the San Francisco Mint. The Denver Mint is known for producing high-quality circulation coins, and in 2008 alone, it produced a massive 2.85 billion Lincoln cents. Yes, that's billion with a B. So, how can any coin from such a high mintage year possibly be rare or worth tens of thousands of dollars? Here's where the story gets exciting. While the vast majority of 2008 Lincoln cents are worth face value, just 1 cent, there are a few ultra-rare error and variety coins that collectors go wild for. The coin that sold for over $55,000 had a unique and extreme error. Specifically, it was a double die obverse with dramatic doubling visible on Lincoln's eye, beard, and the words, "In God We Trust." The doubling was sharp and easily visible even without magnification, making it one of the most dramatic modern errors known. But that's not all. This particular example was also struck on a transitional planchet, a blank metal disc intended for a different year or composition. In this case, the coin was mistakenly struck on a leftover bronze planchet that was no longer in use for regular production pennies in 2008. That meant the coin had the incorrect metal composition, making it immediately stand out in terms of weight, color, and sound when dropped. These transitional errors are rare because the mint usually catches such mistakes, but in this case, a few coins escaped into circulation. The collector who discovered this incredible error was not a professional. They were an everyday coin enthusiast who routinely checked their spare change. They noticed something off about this 2008 penny. It had a different weight, an unusual luster, and a slightly richer color compared to regular zinc-coated copper pennies. After submitting the coin to a grading service, it received a Mint State 67 red designation from PCGS, along with a label for the double die obverse and transitional planchet error. Once word got out about this rare find, bidding went wild at a major coin auction, and the hammer price settled at $55,489. That's a life-changing amount of money for a 1-cent coin. Since then, collectors and dealers alike have been on the lookout for similar 2008 Lincoln cents that might have been struck under unusual conditions. While none have fetched quite the same price, several other high-grade 2008 cents with lesser-known varieties have sold for thousands of dollars depending on condition, rarity, and authentication. So, how can you tell if your 2008 penny might be worth a fortune? Let's go over some tips. Number 1. Check the weight. Standard 2008 cents should weigh around 2.5 grams because they are composed mostly of zinc with a thin copper coating. But if your penny weighs closer to 3.1 grams, it could have been struck on an older bronze planchet, and that's your first clue. Number 2. Examine the design closely under magnification. Look for any doubling of letters, numbers, or Lincoln's facial features. Doubling that is sharp and obvious, especially in areas like the date or the motto, could indicate a valuable double die variety. Number 3. Look for any off-center strikes, broad strikes, clipped planchets, or unusual coloring. Any of these could be errors that make your coin significantly more valuable to collectors. Number 4. Consider having your coin professionally graded. Top-tier grading services like PCGS or NGC can certify the authenticity and condition of your coin. Coins graded MS65 or higher, especially with the red color designation and with verified errors, can command thousands, or even tens of thousands, at auction. And number 5, don't forget to search in rolls and jars. The amazing thing about the 2008 Lincoln penny is that it's still possible to find valuable examples in everyday places like your change, a bank roll, or a forgotten coin. As a collector, the key is persistence, knowledge, and a good eye. You don't need to be a millionaire to make money from coins, you just need to know what to look for. And now you do. So, to recap, the 2008 Lincoln cent marks the end of the Lincoln Memorial Reverse era. While most examples are common, a rare combination of a double die obverse and transitional planchet error turned one ordinary-looking penny into a legendary numismatic treasure worth $55,489. Its historical significance, visual appeal, rarity, and pristine condition combined to make it one of the most valuable Lincoln cents of the 21st century. Before we wrap up, remember, coin collecting isn't just a hobby, it can be a journey through American history, a thrilling treasure hunt, and even a way to make serious money. Whether you're new to the world of numismatics or a seasoned pro, keep checking your change, researching your finds, and learning every day. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 2008 Lincoln 1-cent coin, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss another chance to discover a coin worth a fortune. Share your coin finds in the comments below. Who knows, maybe your penny is the next big thing. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy collecting! Welcome back to the channel, fellow coin enthusiasts and treasure hunters. In today's deep dive into the world of rare and valuable US coins, we're going to uncover the astonishing story, hidden value, and numismatic history behind one modern-looking coin that most people overlook, the 2012 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent coin. Yes, a penny you might have casually tossed in a jar or overlooked in your change could be worth an incredible $43,489 in today's collector's market. So sit back, grab your favorite drink, and let's unravel how a seemingly ordinary penny from 2012 became a coin worth tens of thousands of dollars. The Lincoln cent has been a part of American currency since 1909, introduced to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Over the decades, it has undergone several design changes, metal composition changes, and minting variations. The reverse saw a major transformation in 2009 with the Lincoln Bicentennial Series, and in 2010, the current shield design was introduced. By 2012, the shield design had become standard, and millions of these coins were struck at the Philadelphia and Denver mints. However, here's where it gets interesting. In 2012, a number of Lincoln pennies were struck in Philadelphia without the mint mark, meaning they bear no visible indication of the mint origin. For Philadelphia coins, this is technically normal, since cents from the Philadelphia Mint historically lack a mint mark. But the value of the 2012 no-mint mark Lincoln cent comes not from the absence of the mint mark alone, it's the rare errors and exceptional conditions associated with some of these coins that push them into the high-value category. Let's talk about some of the critical factors that make the 2012 no-mint mark penny worth $43,489. First and foremost, condition plays a huge role. Coins that are uncirculated, flawless, and graded at the highest levels by professional coin grading services like PCGS or NGC, especially those graded MS69 or MS70, are extremely rare. Out of the billions minted, only a handful reach this level of perfection. Collectors are willing to pay astronomical sums for a perfect specimen from a modern year, and that's where this 2012 penny makes headlines. Secondly, errors and anomalies can skyrocket a coin's value. A 2012 no-mint mark Lincoln penny that shows doubling in the lettering or date, off-center strikes, die cracks, clipped planchets, or even struck on the wrong metal planchet can turn an ordinary coin into a rare and highly collectible piece. One of the most valuable examples of this coin, which fetched over $43,000 at auction, featured a combination of near-perfect condition and a rare off-metal strike error. That specific coin was mistakenly struck on a blank intended for a dime, a dramatic and fascinating mistake that caused a buzz in the coin collecting world. Now let's dive deeper into the history and context of the 2012 penny. As mentioned earlier, the reverse of the coin features the Union Shield, a design that symbolizes Lincoln's efforts to preserve the United States during the Civil War. The shield includes 13 vertical stripes representing the original colonies joined under a horizontal bar, symbolizing the federal government. This design replaced the Lincoln Memorial reverse that had been used from 1959 to 2008. On the obverse, of course, remains the familiar bust of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner, a portrait that has endured for over a century. When it comes to mintages, the Philadelphia Mint struck over 4.4 billion pennies in 2012. That may sound like a huge number, and it is, but remember, only a minute fraction of these coins were preserved in pristine condition or contain the kind of error that collectors seek. The vast majority went into circulation and picked up nicks, scratches, and where from daily use. That's why finding a high-grade or error version is so rare and why it commands such a high price. Let's explore the grading system briefly so you understand what sets a valuable penny apart from pocket change. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect, flawless coin. Most circulated coins fall somewhere between grades 10 and 40. Mint state coins, which are uncirculated, start at MS60. The truly rare coins are graded MS67, MS68, MS69, or even MS70. A 2012 no mint mark penny graded MS70 red, with a brilliant copper sheen and no visible imperfections even under magnification, is what fetched $43,489 at auction. It's a combination of stunning visual quality and rarity that made it so desirable to collectors. So how can you tell if you might be sitting on a jackpot penny? Start by checking your change jars, old rolls, or any saved pennies from 2012. Look closely at the coin's surface, especially under good lighting or with a magnifying glass. If the coin is flawless, with no scratches, discoloration, or dings, it might be worth submitting for grading. Also, keep an eye out for possible errors. Look for doubling in the date, strange edges, off-center strikes, or anything that looks out of the ordinary. Even a minor error can add hundreds or thousands to a coin's value. You might be wondering, where can I sell or get my coin evaluated? Start by visiting a professional coin dealer, or send your coin to a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. These organizations can authenticate, grade, and encapsulate your coin, preserving its condition and establishing its value on the collector's market. Once graded, coins can be listed at auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers, or even on eBay where collectors actively hunt for rare coins. And let's not forget about the collector's demand. The Lincoln cent has always been a favorite among U.S. collectors, both beginners and seasoned numismatists. The shield reverse pennies, especially rare errors and perfect grade examples, have grown steadily in value. The demand is high for modern rarities, as many collectors seek to complete full sets of cents by year and mint. The 2012 no mint mark penny fits right into that niche, a modern coin with high-grade potential and shocking auction results. So to wrap it all up, the 2012 no mint mark Lincoln 1 cent coin might seem like just another penny, but under the right circumstances, it could be worth an incredible $43,489. Whether it's a rare mint error, a flawless condition, or both, this modern cent proves that treasure isn't always ancient or golden. Sometimes, it's copper-plated zinc sitting right under your nose. Thank you so much for watching. If you learned something new today or feel inspired to go through your coin collection, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more rare coin stories, value guides, and collecting tips. Let me know in the comments if you found any 2012 pennies and what condition they're in. Who knows, the next millionaire penny might be in your pocket right now. Until next time, happy hunting, and keep checking your change, because you never know what rare treasure might be hiding in plain sight. Hello and welcome back, coin collectors, treasure hunters, and lovers of American history. In today's incredible video, we're diving deep into a modern marvel hiding in plain sight. The 2001 Lincoln 1 cent coin, a penny that might be in your pocket right now and is shockingly worth up to $49,268. Yes, you heard that right, $49,268 for just one penny. Stay with us as we uncover its jaw-dropping value, mysterious history, rare features, and the secrets that could make you a small fortune if you happen to find one. Let's get started. First, let's rewind the clock to 2001, a time when the world was preparing for the 21st century and the U.S. Mint continued producing the beloved Lincoln 1 cent penny, a coin that's been a national icon since 1909. But in the Denver Mint that year, something unusual happened during production. The 2001 Lincoln penny was struck in the millions, over $5.5 billion to be exact. So why would any single one of them be worth thousands of dollars? It all comes down to rare errors, die variations, and exceptional condition. The vast majority of those billions of pennies are only worth face value. But a few very rare examples, and we do mean a few, were struck with extraordinary mistakes or are preserved in stunning uncirculated conditions with eye-popping features. These are the coins commanding massive prices at auctions and among serious collectors today. Now, let's talk about the design of this special penny. On the obverse, or front side, we have the familiar bust of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. It's the same classic portrait we've seen for over a century. Above Lincoln's head is the phrase, "In God we trust." To the left we see Liberty, and to the right the date, 2001, alongside the D Mint mark, which tells us it was struck at the Denver Mint in Colorado. Flip it over to the reverse, and we see the majestic Lincoln Memorial, which was the reverse design from 1959 to 2008. The words, "United States of America," curve above the memorial, while "E pluribus unum" is centered just above it. And at the bottom, you'll find 1 cent. It's a simple, iconic design, but one that hides secrets worth thousands of dollars, if you know what to look for. Let's dig into the valuable details. First up, minting errors. These are the hidden treasures in the coin world. Some 2001D Lincoln cents have been discovered with astonishing double die obverse errors, meaning the coin was struck twice, causing visible doubling in Lincoln's features, especially around the words Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, and the date. These types of errors are extremely desirable and collectible, especially in higher grades. Another rare error includes off-center strikes, where part of the coin's design is missing due to misalignment during minting. Some 2001D pennies are found with broad strikes, die cracks, cuds, or even struck through grease errors, all of which can boost the coin's value dramatically, especially when authenticated by a grading service. Now here's the real goldmine, a 2001D Lincoln penny graded MS69 read by PCGS. That's mint state 69, nearly perfect condition, with blazing original red luster. Has sold for a staggering $49,268 at a high-end auction. That's not just pocket change, that's life-changing money for a single coin. Why is MS69 so rare? Because most pennies get handled roughly, spend years in circulation, get scratches, dirt, wear, and even corrosion. But finding one in nearly flawless condition with its original red color is like finding a needle in a haystack. The red designation refers to the original copper luster, which fades quickly over time, especially on coins that aren't stored properly. Collectors pay top dollar for that pristine, untouched finish. So what should you be looking for? If you have a 2001D penny, grab a magnifying glass or a coin loop and examine it carefully. Check for any unusual markings, doubling, off-center strikes, or die cracks. Pay attention to Lincoln's eye, the lettering, and the date. Any signs of doubling or separation could indicate a valuable error. Next, evaluate the color and surface of the coin. If it's a bright red tone with no wear, it could qualify as a high-grade MS coin. You can send it to professional grading companies like PCGS or NGC, who will examine the coin and assign it an official grade. That small investment could yield a huge return if your coin is the next $49,000 discovery. And don't forget, even if you don't find one worth thousands, some lower-grade era coins or nice red specimens can still fetch $100, $300, $500, or even $1,000 depending on demand, grade, and uniqueness. That's a major profit from a 1-cent piece. So why do collectors care so much about the 2001D penny? Because it's modern, common, and unexpected, a hidden treasure where no one is looking. It represents the thrill of the hunt, the chance to find something extraordinary in your spare change. It's also a symbol of how mistakes, rarity, and preservation can turn the most ordinary object into something priceless. Before we wrap up, here's a quick recap of what to look for. 2001D Lincoln penny. Denver Mint. Look for double die obverse errors, especially in the lettering and date. Search for off-center strikes, die cracks, cuds, and other minting anomalies. Check for brilliant red color and MS66 plus or higher grades. Consider professional grading if your coin appears flawless. Auction prices can range from a few $100s all the way to $49, $268. In conclusion, the 2001D Lincoln penny is more than just a coin. It's a gateway to history, mystery, and potentially big money. So check your pockets, coin jars, drawers, and rolls, because your very own copper penny could be the jackpot everyone else overlooked. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into rare coin treasure, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another coin collecting secret. And tell us in the comments, have you ever found a rare Lincoln penny? Let us know. Until next time, happy collecting, and may your change always bring big change.